Recently, the president of Toei has spoken about the future of Power Rangers and basically confirmed the new series to be released by Disney. In a recent interview, he said that Toei will not be involved in this new Power Rangers project, and at the same time he also confirms that despite this, Toei will help any potential partners. Basically, in this interview they have confirmed to us that the new Disney series is real and not just a rumor. Despite the fact that when the news was published it had been said that the producers were only in talks with Hasbro, the reality is that, if Toei's president already knows everything that is going on with this project, it is because the series must be in more serious and deeper plans. This could mean that the series is not only in talks, it is very likely that it is already in development and with plans well underway. We must remember that even though Power Rangers was going to stop in 2024, this does not mean that the owners of the franchise were going to stop working and would not be creating the new project for the future. It is for this reason that even though we have seen many rumors about the future of Power Rangers, it is most likely that all those plans were in talks, but maybe the Disney series was the winner. If Toei and Saban are not going to be involved in this new series, then everything that happens in Power Rangers will be the responsibility of Hasbro and the new producers. When the news about this new project was released, it had been mentioned that Disney was not going to have any involvement in the creation and was only going to provide the platform for the premiere. This is a bit strange since Disney likes to get involved in everything and they are always involved. It is for this reason that we must think about the consequences that this may have. Although the new producers of the new series are the same ones that created the Percy Jackson series, which was amazing, the reality is that they are different projects and anything can happen. We recently saw the devastating failure of the Snow White movie, and part of that disaster was due to the woke content. For those who don't understand what woke content is, it refers to promoting inclusion, to be aware of social injustice and discrimination issues. The problem is that this has created a battle between many people, because for some people this issue of inclusion is an opportunity that gives a voice to those who have suffered discrimination, but for others it means an imposition. During the last few years Disney has started to fail in almost every project it has released, and this is because in almost all of those projects it has included woke content. The dilemma with this is that the masses are the ones who have the power to destroy any company, because if they do not consume the content, then the company will lose money. Because the masses don't like woke content and feel that this is forced inclusion, they have decided not to support movies that contain this type of content. We can really spend all day debating the importance of woke content, and we can also debate whether that content is good or not, but series and movies are still a business. When you have a business, you have to give the audience what they want, and at all times the majority is the one that dominates. Let's imagine you have a juice business and you create a new lemon-flavored juice. The first thing you have to look at is the feedback from your customers. If you see that, out of 100 customers, there are 5 who love that new flavor, but you have 95 who hated it, what should you do? It is obvious that you should take that new lemon flavor off the menu, even though there are 5 people who loved it, because this can start to affect your business. The same happens with series and movies, because if there are more people hating the woke content than defending it, then you should remove that kind of content, because it will affect the business. This is not about social injustice, it's just business, and although sometimes movies and series have worked as protest platforms, the reality is that they are still a multi-million-dollar business. If we talk about the woke content in Power Rangers, the reality is that this franchise has had that content for many years and it is quite common, but this does not mean that fans agree with that content. Every day I read in the comments many fans frustrated because they don't want Power Rangers to continue to include woke content, and basically that is the next step if the franchise wants to reach the masses. The Power Rangers franchise has been able to include woke content without any problems because the series reaches a fairly small audience, but if they want to reach the masses, then that needs to change. If the new series includes woke content, I'm sure the franchise is going to have a harder time moving forward, because if Hasbro intends to invest millions of dollars in the new production, then they are obviously going to want to generate millions of dollars in profits. In order to generate millions of dollars in profits, then the content must necessarily be approved by the masses, and this means that it cannot have woke content. If you ask me about my opinion, I believe that there are things that should be included in series and movies, but there are other things that should not be given so much importance. For example, in the 2017 movie The Blue Ranger is autistic and became one of the first superheroes in a big-budget movie to have a starring role. Billy's autism was not treated as a weakness, nor was it treated as something so important to the plot, but was seen as part of his identity that makes him unique and valuable within the Ranger team. Unfortunately, woke content has only focused on the inclusion of gay people or boss lady, and this is precisely what has upset many fans. If movies want to include woke content, then they should focus on issues of racism, people with mental illness and people with disabilities. Although Power Rangers has also included disabled people in the past, the reality is that they have given more importance to the homosexuality of some characters and boss lady. This topic is quite delicate since we should not support the rejection or mistreatment of homosexuality or women, and that is why this topic is so complicated. As I said before, regardless of whether we agree or disagree with the content woke, the reality is that most people do not like it, and this represents a very clear path that Power Rangers must take if it wants to be successful. The main purpose of a series or movie is entertainment, and although sometimes they may use art as a form of protest, this should not happen in big-budget productions. Power Rangers wants to grow, it wants to compete against the big franchises, and if it wants to do this, then it must leave some things behind. This includes woke content, and while Power Rangers has always been an advocate for this type of content, the reality is that they need to change that. This doesn't mean don't include gay characters or strong women, this means don't make it look somewhat forced or change something major to include these themes. For example, in the 2017 movie they made a lot of changes, and one of these was that Trini was homosexual. This was something that many fans did not like and felt it was disrespectful since the character originally is not homosexual. I need the opinion of all of you, so write in the comments what you think of the content woke and what the franchise should do in the new series. If you are looking forward to the new series, like this video and subscribe for more Power Rangers news.